Moving from the dating world to the vastness of relationships can seem monumental. There are things that will show up at a moment's notice, and things that you may have to learn along the way. Today I would like to share with you 5 things to watch out for in a relationship. What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Last week we talked a little bit about gay dating and some of the things to watch for as you're navigating the dating world. Today I thought I would build on that and take you into relationships and some of the things that you should still be aware of as you're moving into a relationship with a person. Now we know that relationships of today vary greatly from what they used to of history. Gone are the days where poets sing about two people in love and their journeys into forever. These stories show us the perfections of love and the ideals that we've created about relationships that may not necessarily work in a modern world. These same ideals teach us that relationships are only built on the presumption of two sexes, a male and a female, and the stereotypical roles that are usually involved with those, where men typically are the dominants of the household, the breadwinners, the protectors, and females are the more passive and taking care of the children and ensuring that the house is clean and dinner's on the table. These roles simply do not translate well into gay relationships. Nor do they address some of the more red flags that you should be aware of as you're navigating your dating life. So join me today as we talk about 5 red flags to watch out for while you're dating. Number 1, love conquers all. This is a misconception that teaches us that love can overcome everything that we may face. That the simple act of being so incredibly in love with a person can have us overcome the incompatibilities shared between the two of us. So you may ask, what are these incompatibilities? Well, there's some basic ones that talk about things like your humor style and what you find funny, or relationship goals or relationship styles, such as monogamy versus polygamy, things that you should be talking about with your partner. But there are others, such as if one person values honesty more than the other, or if one person is more into social justice and the other is more materialistic. These things can create rifts between us. These are the differences that are rarely overcame in a relationship and will cause separation more than anything else. Trying to change someone's value system is often fraught with disaster. In this case, it might be better to take a step back and to look at what some of your core values are and where you stand on them. If these are things that are mutable to you and you don't mind changing them, then you can have that conversation with your partner. But if these are things that are very much ingrained into who you are and how you interact with the world, this may be the kind of relationship that you need to take a step away from. It is completely okay to walk away from someone who doesn't share the same worldview as you do, if you're not ready to change it. Number 2, meeting your partner's every need. Personally, I feel things like rom-coms have a huge effect on how people view love in modern times. They show us that the right person can be our everything, that they can fulfill our every need, whim, and desire. And this can't be any further from the truth, and that's okay. It's not logical to expect that someone can fulfill every need or desire that we have. Putting this kind of stress on your relationship can leave you feeling stifled and that you have no room to grow or to be yourself. It can also lead you to being isolated from your friends and your family, where the other person believes that they should be the only one in your life providing you satisfaction and joy. There are some needs in your life that only you can fulfill, and there are others that only can be fulfilled by other people outside of your relationship. These are perfectly okay. But if your partner feels that they should be the one providing you with every desire that you have and making you feel happy above all others, this is a red flag that there could be a problem with your relationship. One person should not feel like they should be the only person making you happy. Now, this is not a ringing endorsement to start seeking carnal pleasure outside of your relationship. That alone is a separate topic altogether. Number 3, I only have eyes for you. We are taught growing up that when we fall in love, we do so wholly for the other person. That if our love is true and complete, we won't find others attractive. This is simply not true and goes against the very nature of what makes us people. It is perfectly natural to find other people attractive and to have feelings for them. It's how you choose to act on them that can make this a good or a bad situation. I'm sure this feeling comes from hearkening back to medieval poets who speak of knights professing their undying love for their one and only true love princess, and as they do so, turn a blind eye to all other conquests in the kingdom. Having a physical, sexual, or romantic attraction to another person does not devalue the feelings that we have towards our current relationship, nor does it mean that we're being unfaithful to them. It's simply a natural part of life. This is where communication becomes a huge factor. You should be able to sit down with the person you're involved with and have an open and honest communication about your feelings and not feel like you're being judged for your desires. I realize this sounds counterintuitive, that if you sit down to talk to your partner about being attracted to someone else, that they're going to think that you're cheating on them. Well, if you have an open and honest relationship, these are things that you should be able to talk to easily and work over the problems. If you or your partner cannot sit down together and talk openly about the feelings that they have, then maybe this is a relationship that needs more work or might be one that you should reconsider. Number 4, walking on eggshells. Now, I'm sure you're wondering how this ties into the topic that we're discussing. It comes from the mindset that it's our partner's responsibility to tiptoe around the insecurities that we feel so that we don't feel uncomfortable about them being brought up. Our issues, insecurities, and obstacles are our own job to overcome. They're not somebody else's to be delicately dancing around. When you're in a relationship, you're usually pretty close to the person, so they're going to see the same insecurities that you feel bad about, and they're probably going to notice them. They may try to tell you that they're not an issue with them. It's our job not to inflate that conversation. We shouldn't be taking offense simply because someone sees an opportunity for growth in our own character. Just because someone notices something that we already see in our life doesn't mean that it's an attack. We shouldn't escalate the problem to an all-out argument or an all-out engagement. We already know that these are our problems to deal with, and we should be actively working on them. This person may simply be pointing out that they see what it is we're trying to grow to and want to help us where they can with support. It's not their job to pretend they don't see those insecurities or to make you feel better about them. The only person that can help you overcome your insecurities or the problems that you see in yourself is yourself. Anyone else can simply be the support structure that you need or the guiding hand to help you when you're feeling your lowest. Don't expect them to not draw attention to them. That's not fair. You see them on a daily basis. You're constantly pointing them out to yourself. That means they're pretty obvious. Someone else may see them too. Again, communication is the utmost importance here. You should be able to discuss your insecurities with your partner in a respectful manner and expect to get feedback from it. They may be able to point out some places where there's opportunity for growth that you're not seeing, or be able to offer encouraging words to help you along your journey. Do you have to seek help from your partner? No. You can sit down and tell them that these are your things that you want to deal with. These are your opportunities for growth. And while you appreciate their concern, it's a journey that you have to have. Just don't get offended if they don't walk on eggshells around these issues as you would hope they would. Again, they're trying to help you grow because they love you. It's your job to be able to accept that love and to overcome your challenges. Number 5, relationships come first. At first thought, this may sound like a good thing to do, to put your relationship out there above other things so that you can help it grow and become what you're looking for. The problem is that this can quickly turn into toxicity. Making the relationship the focus above all other things can cut you off from friends or family or other things that you need to be focusing on, like work or your own emotional growth. The turn it takes to toxicity is when someone outside of your romantic relationship points out that this may not be the relationship that's right for you, or that the person may be harmful, and instead of listening, you choose to shut them out because they aren't taking the relationship as serious as you think you are. This puts a lot of stress on your romantic relationship, believing that all things should be sacrificed for its existence and ability to grow. This is simply not the healthy way to proceed. Commitment is not synonymous with exclusivity and the willingness to forsake all others. These other commitments do not cheapen a romantic relationship. In fact, they can actually make them much stronger. As I said before, there are needs that you can't always meet inside of your romantic relationship, and it's the outside relationships that can help us attain those needs, those desires, to help us to become a more complete and whole person. There's a lot that goes on in relationships. It's all about keeping your wits about you and being able to recognize those factors that are important before they become red flags or even danger zones.
Lana. Lana. Lana!
What? Danger zone?
It is perfectly okay to question our relationships, the people we're involved with, what we feel and what we're told to feel. No one can tell you what kind of relationship you should have. They are as varied and different as there are people in this world. It's important to remember that your relationships don't have to mirror what you were brought up to believe relationships should be. We are as different from everyone else as they are from us, and as such, the relationships that we engage with those people will be just as varied. Just remember to pay attention to these 5 red flags, and they will help you focus on the more important things in your relationship. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and then mash that bell. That way you'll be notified anytime I put up any new videos. If you're a returning viewer, go ahead and give this video a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you have anything that would be different than the 5 red flags I've outlined for today, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. If you thought this video needs some work, let me know that too. I'm always interested to hear the feedback from my viewers. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Blah, blah, blah.